I have question 18, which says that Sarah makes a staircase out of toothpicks as shown. This is a 3-step staircase and uses 18 toothpicks. How many steps would it be in a staircase that has 180 toothpicks? Now, what you want to do is you want to take the staircase drawing here and you want to kind of draw it out yourself. So if you draw out the staircase on a sheet of paper here and you assign a number to each of the toothpicks, now the toothpicks are going to be what makes the lines in the staircase. So it's a staircase laid flat like this, so all the supports will have one too, like all the bottoms. I don't know if that means anything to you, but all you need to know is that the lines are each one of the toothpicks. So if you assign a number to each of the lines, I did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you go up, you will find that the number of lines here is 18. So it is a 3-step made out of 18 toothpicks, like the problem says. And if you go to one more step, if you draw the whole thing out, but you make it a 4-step, so 1, 2, 3, 4 steps here, you'll find that this is 28 toothpicks is what makes up this drawing. And when I did this, I drew out the 5-step drawing, the 5-step staircase. Now you don't really have to do that. I'm going to tell you why in a second. And when I drew out the 5-step, I found that it has 40 toothpicks that make it up. And you realize that the new, what's new being added each time is the kind of the diagonal row of boxes on top here. This is a new square. These are all the new squares added for a 5-step. And when you have all these new squares added, you will want to know how many new toothpicks are being added each time. Is basically why we're doing this. So we find that these are the new boxes. These are the new toothpicks. I drew lines coming out of the lines for where the toothpicks were. And you'll see that since this is 40 toothpicks, you can work backwards if you know these numbers. 40 toothpicks is 12 more than the 4 steps 28 toothpicks. And the 28 toothpicks for the 4-step is 10 more than the 18 toothpicks used for the 3-step. And when I drew out all these and I realized that the difference between these were 10 and then these were 12, I started to see that there was a pattern here. Now, the next step up would be 6 steps, a 6-step staircase. And a 6-step staircase has 54 toothpicks. And then you really start to see it. So the difference between a 3-step and a 4-step was 10. And the difference between a 4-step and a 5-step was 12. And the difference between a 5-step and a 6-step is 14. And the difference is just keep going up by 12. It's the previous difference plus 2 more. So the differences will be, 10, the previous difference plus 2. So that's 12, and then 14, and then 16, and then 18. So if you know this, then you can just keep going with this until you get your number of toothpicks. So I had 180 toothpicks would be in the staircase that I'm trying to make. So if I'm looking for 180 toothpicks to be in my staircase, I need to keep going up the step numbers until I get to 180. And then you'll find out that 180 is a 12-step staircase. And that'll be your answer. Now, I basically found out the pattern here, and then I kept doing the addition. After 54, I didn't draw any more shapes. Actually, I didn't even draw the 6-step. I just went up what, I envisioned it would be a number 14. So I added 14. I made it work. And then when I knew it worked, I just kept adding up from there. So what you need to do is figure out how many toothpicks you need, and then you can just go up from the 3-step of 18 and then add the 2, make it 12, and then 14, and then keep adding the difference number until you get to the toothpicks you need, and you should be good to go. All of these numbers will always it should always go up like this no matter what your numbers are, because if you draw out the shapes, it's always, you know, there can only be so many boxes you can add, and the boxes are what determines the number of new toothpicks, and the difference should always be the previous difference plus 2. So if you just add, like if you started with 18 like I did, add 10, get your number, then add 12, get your number, then add 14, then get your number, and then keep going up like that, and you should get your number. This is a little bit of brute forcing. I'm sorry. I think this is actually more more efficient than the the way I was going to. Sorry, I'm very tongue-tied right now. This is more efficient than the route I was going to give you with variables and a algebraic sequence thing, because I think that actually takes longer than just doing it this way. And I think this is very tried and true and will definitely work for you. Thank you.